So graphing linear inequalities can be a little bit challenging, but as I presented before, the box can be a little bit helpful when you decide what line you're going to graph and where you're going to shade. So now we're going to just add a second inequality to graph, and where they overlap will basically be the solution to this problem. So we get above and below, and then dotted and solid. Greater than on the left side, less than on the right. And so when we go to plot this first graph, we'll do negative 2x. So there's no y-intercept, so we'll put a dot at the origin. And since it's a negative 2x, we can think about it as negative 2 over 1. So it'll go down 2 and to the right 1. Down 2 and to the right 1. And we can do the same direction going upwards. So up 2, but now we're going to go to the left 1. And since it's a greater than line, and there's no or equal, it's going to be dotted. And so, since it's greater than, we shade above the line. And once we plot our other line, we'll start to see where they overlap. The colors should mix. And so now we can plot our x is less than or equal to 4. And so that'll be, we'll go to the x-axis, which is here. And since it has this line here, it'll be a solid line this time. And since it's less than, we're going to do all values that are smaller than 4. So that would include everything this way. And so really, it would be everything over here. But since we see that our blue and our green overlap in this area, that's where the solution is. So this whole area, essentially here, is where they share the same solutions for this inequality. Now if we do a problem like number 4, where they both have y-intercepts this time, so I'll do this first one in red. I'll start on the y-axis at negative 2, and then I'll go up 1 to the right 2, since my slope is 1/2. And then I can go the opposite direction, so I can go down 1 into the left 2. And since this has no line right underneath it, it'll be a dotted line. So I usually just do 3 points. So there's my dotted line. And then since it's greater than, I'll shade above that. Now for this second line, I'll do in blue. So I'll go to positive 2, because that's what my y-intercept tells me to start at. And then my slope is a negative 3/2. So I'll go first down 3, so 1, 2, 3, and to the right 2, and I'll plot my first point. Then I can go now up 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the left 2. And I'll put the point there. So once again, we don't have a line underneath our inequality sign, so it's going to be a dotted line. But this time, our inequality is less than, so I shade below the line. And so you can kind of see in this region right here, they overlap. So that's our solution area. And so that's why we shade, because they share the same solution, because these are the points that the lines fit with the inequalities. And finally, for a problem where we have to do a little bit of rearranging, like number 7, we have to get the y alone. So this 2x has to get moved to the right side. So I'll add 2x, and now I'll have y is less than or greater than 2x plus 1. And for this second equation, I'll subtract the 3x to the other side, and I'll be left with y is less than negative 3x. And since that 5 is positive, it's plus 5. And now I can go ahead and graph these. So I'll make my left equation red. Start on my y-axis at the intercept. So since it's plus 1, I'll start a positive 1. And we can think about this as a slope of 2 over 1. So I'll go up 2 to the right 1. And I can go the opposite direction by going down 2 to the right 1. And so now I see that the inequality is greater than, but it's not, or equal to, so it's a dotted line. And since it's greater than, I shade above. For my next line, I'll do it in blue. And so I start at the y-intercept at a positive 5. And I'll think about this slope as a negative 3 over 1. So I'll go down 3. So 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1. Now I could go the other way, but I'll just add another point. Just descending down 3. 1, 2, 3, and to the right 1. And once again, it'll be a dotted line. And it's less than, so everything below. So I could shade here, but I notice my red's already here. So that's where I notice my solution area will be. So right here.